First, Airbnb is launching new features that they say will bring people together in an increasingly digital world. One feature moves the company closer to social networking, and another expands AI-powered support. But CEO Brian Chesky tells our chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis his company will implement AI differently than his peers.
Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
I first met you, you had a backpack on. It was almost 17 years ago. Very few of us had heard about Airbnb at the time. And now here you are, and you're rolling out a series of new product development. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, when I think we first met, I was staying in Airbnbs, didn't really have a house.
That's how it all came together.
Yeah, exactly. One weekend, a design conference came to San Francisco. All the hotels were sold out. We said, let's turn our house into a bed and breakfast. We didn't have any beds. My roommate had 3 air beds. We pulled them out of the closet. We called it Airbnb. I would have never imagined I'd be here with you today. We announced Airbnb experiences earlier this year. One of the things we heard is that people love meeting other people on experiences. So we add social features where you can see who's going on the experience, keep in touch with them after. It's kind of like a social network in the real world. People are saying it's hard to meet people. We're making it easier. We also have AI customer service now. You can have your problems literally answered in seconds. It has total context. And we added a number of new search features to make it easier to discover great homes.
It's so interesting to me, Brian, because one of the driving forces for you has always been that human connection.
100%.
And I wonder, with these updates and with AI where it is, how do you maintain that human connection and trust, which is so central to what Airbnb does in a world of machines?
Well, let's start with the name AI. The key is the first letter, artificial. We are starting to live in a world where more and more is artificial. And now we live in a world where we see something on a screen, you can't be certain it's real. It's very, very hard to distinguish what's real. What we know is real is the real world, real people, real connections. And as more people spend time on screens, people are lonelier, they're more divided than ever. And we think the antidote is travel and human connection.
Yeah, you're not working at this point with your friend Sam Altman. OpenAI is working with Walmart and Etsy, among a handful of other companies. You're going your own way. Why is that?
Well, we're always open to working with ChatGPT in the future and OpenAI. I love Sam. He's a close friend. I've been an advisor to him for a while. We want to make sure the products are ready and that the software developer kit, the things they're doing, are just ready for Airbnb. I mean, here's the key. Airbnb is not just we're not a commodity, we're a community. You need to have an account, you need to verify your identity, we want you to feel like you're a part of the community. And so to do that, we have to build an ecosystem within these other apps, and it'll take some time.
What kind of time frame do you think that's going to be?
Let me zoom out. ChatGPT launched 3 years ago. 3 years ago, no one was talking about AI. Now it's the narrative. It's everything everyone's talking about. But daily life has predominantly not changed. Daily life changes when the apps are all AI apps. That's going to happen over the next 3 to 5 years.
I think the question also is, how does life change?
On the good side, I think that everyone's going to have the best doctor they can imagine. Doctors will have access to much more information. You're going to be able to have access to the best teachers and tutors. I think, people are going to become much more efficient. Software is going to be easier to make, so then devices are going to be smart. At the same time, the Industrial Revolution happened over hundreds of years. We had hundreds of years to adapt. This change is happening so fast that there's a risk that society isn't able to adapt to it. I think we in the tech industry have to take a deep breath, slow down a little bit, and bring society along. That is really, really critical, because it could go badly if you can't distinguish which is real, which is not real.
How are you preparing yourself?
I'm pretty steeped in AI. I mean, not just with Sam, but I talk with other AI leaders. It's like a gold rush. The intelligence is gold. No one knows what to do with it yet exactly. And people are creating picks and shovels, like these apps, to make it easier to build things with AI. But what do we do with it? How do we improve people's lives? What do people want? They want relationships. They want connections. They want memories. They want parts of their life to be easier.
Isn't that what social media was supposed to do, though? Weren't we supposed to have all of these friends because of social media, or at least connections because of social media?
You brought up a really interesting point. It used to be called social networking. And in 2004, it was called social networking, and it was a way to connect with your friends. Social networking is the most popular product, I think, of all time that was invented and uninvented. Because in 2012, social networking became social media. Your friends became your followers. Instead of intimately connecting, you started performing. And now we're on the cusp of a new change, which is not social media, it's AI media. AI-generated content. It is getting less social. I think there's going to be a reaction against some of this. You're starting to see with Gen Alpha, some of the rates of social media is just starting to go down a little bit. There's nostalgia for the 80s. So people, I think, are yearning for what is real. And AI will increasingly become this magical fantasy land. It will be amazing to be in a little bit, but not live in all the time. We need to still be in the physical world.
You went to RISD.
Yes.
Design philosophy is so central to your essence. When you think about AI and what AI is going to do for art, for design, does it outpace human capacity, or are you using it as a co-pilot in the future?
It's going to do both. You notice the most disruptive thing to painting was photography, and photography emerged, in abundance after World War I. That occurred around modernism, and suddenly paintings weren't physical representations. Painters had this crisis of what is a painting if a photograph can do it better. Modern art kind of emerged from that. I think with AI, suddenly, like, illustrators are asking themselves, like, what is our purpose in this world? Or even filmmakers are like, you can just prompt something and create a film. I do think that no matter what, these things are tools. When Sam was starting ChatGPT, I told him position ChatGPT as a tool, not as some anthropomorphic being. Steve Jobs had a saying at Apple, never trust a computer you can't throw out the window. In fact, that's why they created a handle on the Mac. In other words, what he meant was these are tools. They're not sentient, they're not alive, they don't control you, you control them. As long as we're in control of the technology, we're okay. But we have to be careful, because we make our tools, then they make us.
What does AI do to leadership? Does it change what leadership looks like in the future?
That's a great question. I have this instinct that the management of AIs and the management of people aren't completely different. I think there's a level of compassion that you need to have for people that you don't need to have for an AI. But I think a good manager communicates clearly. They have clear objectives. They're really, really organized. I think managing AIs will be hard, just like managing people are hard.
Why? Because
I think that, AI is not magic. It needs rules. People need clear instructions. You can tell an AI to do a prompt, but to manage a person, people are really intelligent. I don't think people realize how smart people are relative to AI. AI needs a corpus of trillions of data points to learn something. A child could learn something quickly without a lot of information. So the AIs need to be told what to do every step of the way. They can't do multiple steps on their own. They have trouble with a lot of novel thought. So they can do a lot of lower level, more entry level position jobs. But if no young people can get jobs, then you have no one in the future to do the highly strategic leadership positions. So we need to make room for people early in their careers, even if AI can kind of do the intern's work. But I'm so fascinated. I don't know exactly where the world's going. I do think some things will never change. People are going to want connection. People are going to still want relationships. Leadership is still going to matter. I think AI is mostly going to be a tool. I don't think it's magic. I don't think it's going to change the world overnight. It will change everything eventually, but not tomorrow.
Fascinating conversation, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.